Welcome everybody to an episode of the Dragon's Lair. As you can see, we're in the Dragon's Lair in a different view. You can see all the license plates and all the Warhammer stuff and a dragon that's folded up and more boxes and cosplay clothing. And then I think on the other side I have a couple of kilt outfits. But yeah, and Care Bears and Star Trek and Star Wars. But tonight I'm going to do an episode on a set of action figures that you get from the dollar store, actually. Really good action figures. They're made specifically for the dollar store. They're called the Fatal Faction. They're a set of figures kind of like G.I. Joe. They're articulated kind of like Star Wars figures. And they're actually really good for what you get. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a few of them have not been released yet. So, but I'm going to start. They're Fatal Faction. They do have a animated series on YouTube. There's 10 good guys and 3 bad guys, which are aliens at the moment that I have not been able that I've gotten, because the other ones are not released in my area yet. But there's, I think, about 4 or 5 more aliens and 3 more good guys and an alien vehicle. But the aliens are called Karns, and there's a whole story behind them. These ones are called the drones. They're kind of like the standard soldier of the group of the aliens. These are the brutes. These are the heavy weapons of the aliens. And these are the synthoids. And these are the easiest ones to convert because they make multiple weapon packs that you can make multiple different versions of them. So, and they're really cool. And then you can buy more of the other aliens and get the other alien weapon packs and mutate them too. And these are the unopened weapon packs that I have for them so far. This is a Karn one. This is for another for a brute mutation. And this one is for the P-131 Thunderbolt, which I don't have yet, which is kind of like a little elemental mech, if anybody knows anything about Battletech. Sorry. These are cyber arms for a character named Torn. And these are scopes, long-range weapons. And another cool thing that reminds me that they're kind of like G.I. Joes is that they come with file cards on the back of the packages. So you clip and save, and they even kind of look like a file card. So, Scope, Torn, Churro, Amari, and Riptide are the ones that I have right now. The rest, the older ones are actually in my G.I. Joe notebook. Even the Karn come with file cards. Sorry for the poor lighting, but somehow my lighting in the actual room does not want to be right. Okay, so the first one off is Ruck. And Ruck is like a heavy weapon specialist. He comes with, they make a special accessory pack just for him. It's the heavy weapons. So he actually will carry miniature Gatling gun, kind of like what Roadblock did. If anybody knows any of the G.I. Joes, like Roadblock version 2 did. But this is Rook, heavy weapons. This is Steadfast. He's actually the leader of the Fatal Faction. And the story behind the Fatal Faction is that they were created to protect Earth from the Karn, and the Karn are a bunch of alien race, a hive alien race, because there's a hive queen and a leader, no Diabla or Diablo L something, and he's red, so he kind of looks, the Diablo fits him, and their ship asteroid crashed into our moon in 2050, and they woke up, and so they're trying to plunder the Earth's resources. So these guys were created to protect Earth. Now we have Steel, and Steel kind of looks like a Falcon from the Avengers. Got wings and flies and everything. So, and you can give him other accessory packs too. We have Amari, who's a special ops woman, and her main weapon is a spiked, if it would stay in her hand, a spiked baseball bat. And sorry, the printing's small on this. Her file card says her weapon of choice is anything at her disposal, but her favorite weapon is a modified baseball bat. So, next we have Shaft, who's the martial artist, and she's got swords. She carries swords, and she's the martial artist of the group. And then we have the ACRM, sorry, which is a remote mech. It's piloted by a teenager that sits at the headquarters and pilots it while this is out in combat. And there is accessory packs that you can buy for it. Here, I'll show you. That is the accessory pack parts for the mech. Got wings, guns, jetpack, foot pads for oh, I can't get it. Sit right. There we go. So that's the mech. And then we have the underwater seal guy, Riptide. And he's cool. He's got these attachable missiles. And he's got he's got like torpedo jets on his underwater jets on his shoes or on his boots, which also double as flippers. Then we have Torn, and Torn's the not double agent, but he's a spy, counterintelligence spy, and he's got these wrist blades. And you can take his hood off, and you can be disguised to look like one of the aliens. And they do have, some of them do have holsters for guns, but the guns don't really like to fit in. Don't like to stay, but for a buck or a buck 25 now, they are not bad figures. They're actually really good. And then we have Scope, who is Shift's brother. Their brother and sister, according to the file cards and according to the cartoon. And he is the sharpshooter, or the long distance shooter, the sniper. Boy, I can't think tonight, but he comes with a backpack and a gun, and you can buy accessory packs for him. This is his stuff. Gives him more long-range weapons. And then the last one that they have released so far is Churro, who is actually a little chihuahua, or little doggy that comes with a mech that you can use the mech weapons on. And he actually fits inside the mech. So it's a mech dog. Interesting concepts. Here's one of the Brute's weapons pack. You can put this on the Brute. They're cool. They do have a vehicle, and it's actually buried behind the Sky Striker you see. It's up there buried. And it comes in two parts. It comes with the vehicle, and then it comes with an weapons accessory pack that you can put on it to make it more armored and everything. And it's called the Arrow. And I like these figures. They're really cool. I walked into the dollar store one day and I saw them. I'm going, oh, that's really cool. Back in 2020. And they have Series 2 out now. Other than that, they're really cool. They're worth getting. They're worth collecting if you collect 1/18 scale figures, or 3.75. They don't cost you much, so even if you don't really like their articulation and stuff, they're a buck a piece. And the weapon packs, actually, not that one, but like the flying one with the drone or the hoverboard, will actually work on G.I. Joe figures. So, I mean, you do get them. If you get them, you can use them on your G.I. Joes collection. So, I mean, other than that, they're cool. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I will put a link down to the dollar store section where they have the Fatal Faction. And I know I said earlier that I need to update my website, and I do. And when I do, I'll take pictures and put these on the section where it's the G.I. Joes and action figures, because I've got other non-G.I. Joe action figures that I need the photo and put on. But other than that, have a good night, enjoy the weekend, and see you all later.